What are you guys doing? Oh, here we go. Do I one day hope to plan to have a talk show? Yes. Okay. Let's get that clear. I like talking about a variety of issues. I feel like that's what talk show hosts do. I feel like overall talk shows have kind of like lost their human touch. I think talk shows are a great way to help people. So, of course, one day I would love to have a talk show. Not anytime soon. I feel like it's for, when you're older and more established. Why did I mention that? Because I want to talk about a health issue that I just got back from dealing with, and I think it's important, and that is skincare, right? Your skin is an organ. You have to take care of it. You can get cancer, and bad things can happen, and so what happened for me was I had like a mark on my shoulder. I didn't think much of it. And when I got back from Hawaii, and I went to Hawaii in like 2017, it was a bit irritated, and I just noticed that it had gotten darker over the past few years. And that worried me. So I told my husband, and he was like, yeah, you should definitely get it checked out. I think Black people definitely feel like, in terms of sun damage, that's not an issue, but I live in the Northeast. I teach theater, I perform theater, I do acting. Most of this work is indoors. So I spend a lot of time indoors. For me to spend all of that time indoors and then go to Hawaii and not wear sunscreen, that was irresponsible. I definitely don't feel like I need sunscreen while I'm on the East Coast, but also I feel like it couldn't hurt, It's just an extra measure to protect your skin. And especially as you're getting older, you want to make sure, not just as you're getting older, but also a lot of times, like younger people want to know, well, what can I do now to prevent sun damage and things of that nature? Growing up poor, I didn't go on a lot of vacations, so I've spent a lot of time on the Northeast. So I feel like having darker skin and not being so much exposed to the sun, that's definitely probably helped me. And so the trip to Hawaii happened, and I got a mark on my shoulder, and it worried me. So also, I've been watching some other YouTube videos of people who sadly have, various cancers. I watch special books for special kids. That's one of my favorite shows on YouTube. So, I'll get into that kind of stuff. Also with losing my own mother to cancer, something that I take very seriously. So I went in for a screening of just that area, another area that looks similar, that I had looked over before, and the dermatologist said it's nothing. It's like a scar. And I was like, I just don't, it doesn't look like a typical scar. So anyways, I had those two things looked over again, and the dermatologist again reassured me that these marks are not moles. They are scar tissue that is cell growth, right, of scar tissue. They just don't look like typical scars, I guess. My husband is fairly pale, so when we go on vacation, I wouldn't wear sunscreen, and then, he wouldn't really consider it because when we first started going on vacation, he wouldn't really consider it because, I don't mention it. It's something that like women are like, put your sunscreen on. I don't wear sunscreen. So the first few times we went on vacation and he got badly burnt, he quickly realized like I need to be responsible and put sunscreen on. And even though he did that in places like Italy and Hawaii, he would still get a little bit burn, right? Whereas in Hawaii, for some reason, Hawaii, it's like on the equator. The sun was just like right there, all day. And it was a lot. If you are worried and you can get yourself checked out, I would do that to ease your mind. When they told me like, everything's okay, I was very grateful because, I don't take anything for granted. It's common knowledge that Bob Marley passed of melanoma. He was biracial. His mother was Black, his father was white. He lived in Jamaica all his life. From all accounts of what I've seen, it's a very aggressive cancer. So it can often be very aggressive. I know people that have had it, caught it as quickly as possible, and went into a remission and hopefully still are. everyone, you know, if you've got some sunscreen laying around, certainly, you know, if you're lighter and lighter, your responsibilities for wearing sunscreen. But for Black people, we can't keep telling ourselves, I don't have to wear sunscreen, especially if we're going on vacation, we're going to tropical places. The mark that I got did happen from the extreme heat of being in Hawaii, which I love and I will go back, but it's my responsibility to wear sunscreen. That's all. I thought that I could handle it, but my skin really reacted negatively from all of that heat that I wasn't used to. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Bye. What in the final destination is this? Joyzy.